What's up guys? You guys are watching Act 2 Scene 2 of our Romeo and Juliet series. The very famous balcony scene, the beautiful scene where, Juliet says, "Oh Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?" There's actually something really interesting about this scene that I want to talk about. And it is the fact that Shakespeare actually never wrote, in terms of stage direction, he never wrote the word balcony. He in fact simply said below the window of Juliet's room. And because he never said, and by the way, make sure that there is no balcony, and neither did he say you should have a balcony in there, it is up to the discretion of the people that are, performing the play. And obviously, if you want to make it nice and beautiful, you want to have that balcony in there, because honestly, guys, imagine what it would be like if there was no balcony and literally below the window of Juliet on like a flat wall, Romeo is actually waiting like down there looking up. It would not be romantic at all. So it seems like most people, every single time they do Romeo and Juliet, they love to create the balcony so much so that we now simply call it the balcony scene, even though the word balcony was never actually included by Shakespeare in the stage directions. Now, in the scene, we actually see the use of so much metaphors and similes. They try so hard to express how much they love each other. So we have situations where, well, first of all, what is a simile? Well, the most cliche simile would be as brave as a lion. So when you have anything where it's like as something, that structure where you're trying to compare one thing with another. Sometimes it's not going to use the structure of as something. You simply use the word like. So for example, you're cunning like a fox. These are situations where you're making a comparison. And you see them using to their best abilities these comparisons to really describe their love. You actually see Juliet say that her bounty is as boundless as the sea. And in fact, Juliet's last line is, "Good night, parting is such sweet sorrow." Also, you see Juliet use an oxymoron. So now an oxymoron is when you have two words that seem like opposites, but they're positioned very close to each other. So Juliet actually says, good night, parting is such sweet sorrow. So sweet and sorrow, there's no way when you would actually say that you being sad is sweet at the same time. So what she means by sweet sorrow is she's saying bye to you, this process itself is such a sweet moment, but at the same time, the fact that I have to say bye and I can't see you or talk to you anymore is so sad. So she wants to say both lines in the same sentence, and she ends up using an oxymoron by using the phrase sweet sorrow. And you see motifs of lightness and darkness throughout the play. So you see Romeo, for example, say the sun or bright angel. He uses the metaphor to describe her eyes. He says, two of the fairest stars in all the heavens. So basically he's saying like two of the best stars. And I guess back in those days, and actually not just back in those days, but also in the days that we live in right now, probably our favorite stars are the ones that shine brightest, right? So basically what he's saying is two of the best stars in the night are her eyes, which is ever so the romantic thing to say. And that was a lot of me talking about light, but I also said the concept, the motif of lightness and also darkness. So the question is really, in what situation did they talk about darkness? Well, before I point it out, most of the times when you talk about lightness and darkness is used as kind of the evil, whereas lightness is used as kind of the good. But in this scene specifically, darkness is actually used as a good thing. You see Romeo say, "I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And he's actually referring to the fact that the nighttime is gonna help him to be less visible as it pertains to Juliet's family finding out about this little Montague guy in their backyard or whatnot. And of course, as we use these devices to really try to explain through either a comparison or, like we said earlier on, like an oxymoron, for example, every single time we try to use a metaphor, a simile, an oxymoron, anything like this, to really illustrate how much we love someone or how much we feel this way about that, what we're usually doing is we're trying to exaggerate in a way so that you would feel the amount of intensity that I feel. Because, you know, how many times do you kind of tell your friends or your family members something exciting and they're not as excited as you are? Or if you went to your friend and you said, oh my goodness, this happened and it was the scariest thing I have ever been through. Just because you say that it was the scariest thing, do they really feel the fear to the extent of which you felt the fear? And the answer is almost always no. And so we use these kind of different methods to try to be a little more colorful in our speech so that people can really feel what we mean to say. And a lot of times what that means is that we're going to exaggerate. When Romeo says that her eyes are like two of the shiniest or two of the best, the fairest stars in the heavens, obviously her eyes are not like two of the best stars in the heavens. But when he says that, he's helping us to kind of feel what he feels. He must feel that Juliet is this magical thing that happened in his life, and he certainly helps us to understand how he feels by using these metaphors, these similes, these oxymorons, or whatnot. Alright guys, so if you want to see the rest of the videos, make sure you go on to nerdstudy.com. We do have all of the videos there. It's just that we upload all of our videos on our main website and we upload some of them on YouTube. So I just want to say thank you to all the people who have been loyal to us. You guys were like fans to us and you kept us afloat. You allowed us to make really high quality videos. And not just videos that inspire you or entertain you, but most importantly, videos that actually leave you with more knowledge so that you can get a better grade, not just have more fun watching. And so the people who have actually paid on our platform to become premium members, I just really want to say thank you to you guys. And you guys are actually helping the community overall by doing this. So thanks so much. If you like this video, press that like. If you want to see other videos, other Shakespeare videos or math videos, what have you, make sure you subscribe. And for the next scene, which is Act 2, Scene 3, we will see you guys on nerdstudy.com. Until then, have a good one.